Howdy folks, and welcome back to 15 Nautical Mile Arc. We are in Panama as promised, and we are going to take off out just outside of Colon, Panama, and fly the Panama Canal tonight, and then go to Panama City, the airport there. Now, I should say this morning because I have the time set to like 5 a.m. I have a close-up shot of this aircraft, of this Twin Otter, because this airport that I'm starting with, Mike Papa Echo Juliet, has some autogen collision errors, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Look at all those trees on the apron there, but worse than that, look at all the trees on the runway. And the reason for that is because whoever modeled this airport did it before you could have exclusion zones. And autogen has been updated several times since then, and this is what we end up with. I could have jumped in and fixed it, but it's not really that big of a deal. And there is our sunrise, and that's the ocean facing north. This is facing south. So we have the cabin all lit up. People are boarding, so let's hop in and get this thing flying. It's been a very long time since I've flown this Twin Otter. I did so much of it in the Caribbean a couple months back, well, many months back now, that I just took a break from it. So I just have to get back into it. I was quite proficient at flying this thing at one time, but that doesn't mean I can do it again now. And I did not do a practice flight because I figured we would rediscover this aircraft together. So anyway, let's see, yada yada yada. Alright, we have external power on because there's no GPU, but we need to set fuel. So I don't think we need 2.5 hours. I sure hope we don't need 2.5 hours. Let's go an hour and a half though. The flight should be much shorter than that, but I'm going to have extras anyway. So we need to come up here now and do some of our beacon and lighting. No smoking is already on. Fasten seatbelt is already on, of course. And so was our dash lighting. Alright, what else? Let's see, already turned on our dash lighting. Next, we have to get the GPS powered on. We're actually going, well, we are going to put in one waypoint in the GPS, I guess. Just so we have a sense of direction, although we could do this completely visually. It's not difficult to follow the Panama Canal, but we're going to put in a waypoint just because we can. Turn that on. And as far as radios, though, I don't think we have any radios to tune in because I could not find an ILS approach, and the only instrument approach I found was with waypoints for radar or GPS. No VOR approach or anything like that. They have joined the modern world. I'm living in the past. So we are going to put in some waypoints in a moment. Let's see. No ADF or anything, so let's just hop in here. I think I'm going to pop this out. There we go. Alright, so flight plan. I haven't done a flight plan on the GPS in a long time. I think we do that, and then do we go... Hey, look at that, remember. Alright, so our first waypoint is Farfan. Whatever that means, and I knew that was the wrong button. Farfan, just like that. Panama, enter, accept. Next waypoint. We're going to put another one here. We're going to put in Ancon, just like that, also in Panama. And we'll put the airport in as well, just so we have a line going to it. And that is Mike Papa Mike Golf. Just like that. Panama City-Marcos, what's the full name of this thing? Marcos Gelabert. I can't read my own writing. I wrote it down so I could tell you the full name, and I still screwed it up, so you just have to look in the description. And accept, and we're going to come up here and do our direct to there, even though I think it already was. But that'll just get us, oh gosh, how do we get back? Flight plan again? There we go. And that's zooming in, isn't it? There we go. See how short that is? It's only like, what, 75 nautical miles. Pretty straightforward. Let's pop that back in like that. I do not plan on using autopilot, so I guess if I do, we'll go like 10,000 feet or something. How do I go up in this thing? Well, that's right, it's backwards. Yep, down to go up. There we go. All right, we'll set that just in case we need it. And every time I fly this plane, I have to relearn autopilot because it's slightly different than the Beech 1900D. And the sun is coming up already. I want to get in the air before the sun comes up. All right, well, everybody's loaded. We don't have any static elements to remove. We have some fuel boosts. What's my button for that? These are fuel boosts, right? No. Man, I can't remember. Okay, that's right. Up is on in this for fuel boost. What is next? Power levels, levers to idle. Make sure everything is okay. Reset the yoke. And what is next? Fuel levers forward. Oh, that's right. These I can't map, so I just turn them forward now because it's too hard to jump back and forth. And get up at the right time because for some reason this aircraft doesn't like my yoke. So, engine igniters, I think is this. Where is it? Turn them both on, it says. Flick engine to start left. Do I let go? I let go. Okay. And as usual, we should be able to look down here and see when it's going to start because they already have fuel going. Looking at the prop RPM. And we have turn. Oh, yeah, that's right. This is the aircraft where my props are in feather. They make no sound. So I'm going to crank them up so that we get some sound back. Then we'll go over here and do the other one. And see we're getting our sound back now. And the prop RPM is shooting up on that left engine. About to shoot up on the right engine. And we have rotation. And there it is. Alright, awesome. Now we could sit here and watch the stabilize and all that good stuff, but whatever. Alright, generators. They must be up here. Yes, you have to go to reset first. And then on, or else the lights don't go out. There we go. De-icer. Okay, I don't think we need it, but whatever. Taxi lights. Yeah, we'll do that in a second. Do I want any of these other stuff? Oh yeah, the entrance lighting. We'll turn that off when we get to the end of the runway. Pitot heat is here. I guess we can turn the taxi lights on now. Bleed air. Make sure all warnings and cautions are out. And they are. That would be the center panel right here. And autopilot, not doing autopilot. So I'm not going to set that up. Although I did put 10,000 in there. So I think we are ready to go. Very nice. So we're going to go out, taxi that away through the trees. Should not register as a collision. We're going to take off on runway 36. We're going to fly south-southeast along the Panama Canal and land on runway 36. We're going to keep an eye on our GPS a little bit, just to set up the approach to match the GPS approach as is published, but I'm not going to be too anal about it. Alright, how do we get out of here without a pushback? I guess we'll just go like this and take, I think that's parking brake, use reversers. Like this going backwards, or am I going to blow up my engine? Whoa. There we go, just like backing up my car, right? Alright, whoa, that is no throttle at all. That is all props. Let me bring back those props a little bit. There we go. Wow. Okay. Props are more like in the taxi position now. Yeah, a little bit above. Alright, watch out for those trees. And away we go to the end of the runway. We'll still see some good lighting, I hope. Alright, this is going to take a while, so I'll meet you at the end of the runway. just about there. And I forgot to mention, we are flying with real world weather today, so that's why if you notice the airplane kind of dogtailing when we pick up speed, is because we have 20 nautical mile winds, or 20 knot winds coming from our left side here. That's why I was kind of pushing it sideways if I picked up enough speed. And let's make this corner here. I just want to beat this on, that's why I'm kind of going fast, but so be it. Alright, there we go. I already put the flaps down, so we're just gonna get out of here and hopefully we can take off before we get to those trees on the runway. That'd be kind of nice. Here you go, we're heading towards the north. Actually, we're going exactly north. And it's STOL, so we're already off the ground. Just like that. Oh gosh, we only needed a fifth of that runway. I was afraid we'd run into those trees. Obviously, that's not a concern. Flaps coming in already. Oh yeah, I forgot how easy it is to fly this plane. This thing flies itself. I already have my hands off the yoke. Good, let's do some sightseeing as we leave the airport here. Whoa, that's amazing. Look at that. I need a screenshot of that before I fly the wrong way. There we go. Look at that. We're just about going to see the sun come over the hills. Wow. Let's just look at that a minute. This is fixed gear, right? I couldn't remember. Oh, I got to step on the brakes to stop that wheel from spinning. There we go. Look at that. This is version 3 mesh, by the way. So there's the Panama Canal behind us. And you can actually see the southern coast of Panama, too, if you look in the right spot. Look at that. So there's Cologne right behind the tail. That is Cologne, Panama. We're heading north. I just want to fly out to the ocean. Then we're going to turn left, which I'm going to do from the inside. I'm going to coordinate my turn because we're all over the place here. Whoop, a little too much. Little touchy, little touchy. There we go. Just about standard rate turn. There we go. Can I look at the same time? Yeah, that's working. We are facing west, and then Mexico ahead to the right. And there is the entrance of the Panama Canal, if it isn't obvious. That looks great. And again, there's Cologne. Looking back at the airport. Alright, I'm not gonna get too high. I want this to be a sightseeing trip. So I really don't know why I set autopilot to 10,000. We're never gonna get that high. We're at 3 already, and I don't want to get much higher, so I'm going to start trimming down. I do not need to worry about engine management in this aircraft. I can keep it full steam ahead the entire time. Looking out at the ocean, looks like a sandbar there. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Doggone it. Forgot to turn off my lights in the back. Even though I have it on my checklist, I was just so excited to take off with all those trees in the way. Oh, whatever. There's Cologne again. Looking, it's like we're going to see the sunrise. There it is. Alright, we have to fly a plane here, I guess. It is windier than the dickens. Holy cow. I forgot I was flying with real world weather. I'm like, why am I getting blown around with all this turbulence? I forgot. I have real world weather on. When there weren't any clouds in the sky, it made me forget about it. I remember when I was doing some of the Caribbean flights, I had to turn off real world weather because it was severe weather down there the week I was flying in the sim, so I had to just set my own weather. But anyway, there's something to be said about flying real world weather with these wind gusts and things. But I chose runways carefully. Let's see. Let me turn my landing lights on since we're going to stay so low, and I'll turn my taxi lights off now. Checklist, checklist, checklists. I have one in front of me and I'm still not looking at it. We gotta get better about that. Look at us, we're getting blown all over the place. Wow, that's hilarious. I like it though. Whoa, look at that. Whoa. You see that? Oh my gosh. Wow. That's awesome. That is awesome. On the ground it's 20 knot winds. Not sure what it is up here. And there are the locks getting into the canal. Right there. A man, a plan, a canal, Panama. Palindrome, right? First one you learn in school, other than race car. So the canal itself goes right, let me point at it, so that right in front of the nose, then it turns left, and then you can see on the other side, it's pretty obvious, but there is a designated area through this water. Look at that haze. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. So even though there's not a cloud in the sky, the haze and everything is set by real world weather. Otherwise it would be crystal clear right now and kind of cartoonish. You can't see very far. The visibility seems really low. Again, that's managed by real world weather. Look at that. Another screenshot. Alright, let's head in the direction we're supposed to. What's it say? 10 minutes, huh? Sure seemed like it'd be a lot longer than that. The wind is blowing our tail all over the place. Actually, the wind is blowing us all over the place, period. Alright, so there we go. If you look off, you can see the canal going through. So, not much in the way of city lights because there aren't any cities here. It's just Cologne and then Panama City on the other side. I think is that a road? There's a road. The road. Alright, I would imagine it's pretty obvious where the canal goes now. Look, there's more road down there. Looking down there, get out binoculars. Got some cars. Not much traffic right now. Alright. Landing lights are still on, right? Yes. Oh yeah, I forgot I have a stopwatch. Oh well. Sometime I'll remember to use it. See, we've worked our way up to 8,000 feet. I guess we are going pretty high. Higher than I thought we would. I'm gonna trim so we start coming down a little bit. These are really only 5 minutes to our waypoint, huh? Huh. Sure seems like it's longer than that. Well, the airport is in sight. If you look for the flashing beacon, so if you look at the attitude indicator and the big triangle top and center and go straight up, just above the water, the canal there, you see the beacon. I apologize, I do not have a 3D airport in place for this airport. I found one that was written for X-Plane 9 and then ported over, and it looks so cartoonish. I figured we'd just stick with the 2D airport for this trip. There's another bridge going over the canal down there. That looks awesome. It's still lit up though. And there's Panama City coming into view. You can definitely tell you got a big city there, and it goes all the way down the coastline, almost as far as we can see. You can see the buildings. That's pretty awesome. So our first waypoint is over the land on the right here. And then you pretty much come down, and you have to be at 1,000 feet at Ancon. And we're obviously way above that. I'm going to bring the throttle back a little bit so we drop. I was using trim to descend, which also increases our speed, of course. So we're not really supposed to use trim that way, but I want to get our speed going. I mean, we're still only at, what, 153 knots, not knots miles per hour. Knots on this one. Okay, let's trim back. That's kind of a steep descent here. That's kind of uncomfortable. There you go. There's our runway. Whoop, just went behind the pillar. So it's kind of a tight turn if you look at our GPS. Go that one? Yeah, that's a pretty tight turn. In fact, it shows you not turning tight enough. So there's another airport we're about to go over. I forgot the name of that, but we're not landing there. There are these islands. Where are we at? 4,000 feet? No, 5,000 feet. I need a bigger monitor, man. 24 inches isn't enough anymore. 5,300 and descending rapidly. There's our airport. Oh yeah, that's right. There's that hill. I saw that on the landing plate, on the approach plate. This hill right here. I think it was like 800 feet high or something. That's pretty insane. Alright, I'm going to keep descending. So we're at 5,000. We have to get down to 1,000 offshore. So you have that lonely island on the left. Between that and the land is our waypoint where you have to be 1,000 feet. So you see it on the GPS there. We're gonna kind of do our own thing here though, because we're pretty high and fast, and I don't want to make a steep corner. So I have a few more looks outside before I have to concentrate even more. Well, there's another big hill on the coast. Whoa. Watch where I'm going here. Panama City behind the airplane. Looking good, especially with that Virgin 3 mesh. You can still see across, almost across the canal at this altitude. Alright, time to fly a plane. Where are we at? 4,000 still? 4,300. Still descending rapidly. Landing lights are already on. We're going to try to land with 20-degree flaps because it's so windy. The more flaps, the more the wind can grab us. So I'm just going to try to use 20-degree flaps. We have a very, very long runway. Obviously, commercial jets land here, so we don't have to worry about a short landing. 4,000 feet and coming down. Not coming down as fast as we were, though. Alright, should we go for it? Bring back the throttle. That'll slow us down, and I still want to descend quickly, but not unrealistically. I can't see anything. "3,000 feet, speed is good." Where's our airport? Should be up there. Right there. Good. And keep our speed up though. Actually, we're going to be right on target for our 1,000-foot mark here because we're at 2,400. Let's keep our speed up. We don't want to get in the way of the jetliners. What a nice shot. There you go. It says they're too high, so I'm going to use the Pappy instead of what the real life approach plate said. Whoa, feel that wind. Whoa, it's going to be a crosswind. Let's try to look outside a few more times before we have to pay attention to what we're doing. How about some window shots? Okay, some lights there. Other airport. Okay, let's just fly this thing. Well, that looks really nice up and to the left, doesn't it? Screenshot of that, looking down the canal. Alright, coming down. Going to the right of the runway is my fault because we should be getting blown to the left. Actually, I am getting blown to the right even though the wind is coming from the right. Oh, lights just turned off. Alright, we're one red on the Pappy. We're going to keep our speed up. And now we're getting blown over. There we go. That's what I was anticipating. Isn't that the Bridge of the Americas right there? I think. Obviously not modeled. Okay, so we got 2 red, 2 white. We got to get to 500 feet per minute. We're going to get too low too soon. Keep our speed up. I'm not worried about coming in too fast. I'm trying to sightsee. Well, there's that big hill. Alright. I know we're coming in hot, but that's on purpose. Oh, look at that. Alright, time to fly the plane. Throttle back, get ready for the flaps. Like I said, only 20 degrees I'm going to come down on the flaps. I probably don't need any flaps, but we're doing 20 anyway. And speed is going to bleed off very quickly. It says we're too high, but I feel like we're too low with these trees. Yeah, I have a feeling that tree right in front of us isn't there in real life, because if we were to go lower to be on the glide slope, we'd run into those trees. So, alright, flaps coming down. Throttle coming in too, because it's really killing our speed. There's 20-degree flaps. See, it says we're too high, and we are too high, but that tree was in the way. Alright, we're about approach speed now. Bringing back throttle. We're going to start our flare now. And a little too much flare. Hold it off as long as possible. We're not in a hurry. There we go. Let's do reverses because we can. Flaps coming up so we don't get blown around. And complete stop. You know, I didn't need to. There we go. Now, I guess we can hop outside. It's just a 2D airport, so we're just gonna go off this little tiny taxiway and park. Oh, there's our beacon. That's cool. And welcome to Panama City. Hope you enjoyed the flight. Hopefully it didn't freak you out too much. Might have been a little bit uncomfortable up there with the gusts of wind, but that's okay. That's some hard braking. Alright, there we go. Whoops, I meant to do this once. I can turn my lighting on in the cabin. And let's see. See that sun reflecting off the instruments? That's awesome. I'll turn the corner here and you'll see how the sun will stop reflecting. Oh, that's so cool. See how it got darker? See that? That is awesome. We're just gonna do the old 45-degree parking here. And we'll stop there, and I think my parking brake works on this aircraft. Yes. Alright, we got the lights on already. I guess I should have turned the taxi lights on. What am I thinking? Oh my gosh. Alright, we'll keep that on. We'll kill this. Bring everything back. We'll keep the power on so people can see. And we'll open this up. Ooh, loud. And let's hop back up here and open up these doors as well. What else do we want to turn off? Keep those lights on. We can turn all this stuff off. Turn off all this. No smoking should always be on. Keep our collision lights since we're kind of on the taxiway generator. Don't need that on anymore. We'll pretend we have external power. Dim down some lights. Which way is it? Oh my gosh. Whatever. Let's pick a way. There. Whatever. Good enough. Turn that off. Don't need any of that. Come down here. Turn the GPS off. That does turn off. Okay. Everything else can be lit up because I got external power on. And I couldn't get those things to turn off. All right. Let's hop outside. All right. Oh, look at that. The weather updated. Now we have clouds. Oh, that was perfect timing. We landed just before the clouds came in so we could see everything. That's awesome. Although cloud flying would have been fun too. This is SkyMaxx Pro version 4, by the way. This video and the last video were SkyMaxx 4. Forgot to mention that. Wow, that is hilarious, but I'm enjoying it because we got to see everything because those clouds would have been obstructing our view. Anyway, if you found my channel by accident, please subscribe. If you're a big subscriber, thank you for your continuing support. I normally do general aviation flights just like this one. And if you have any requests, I honor requests first. But if no requests come in between now and the next flight, we are going to Finland next. And with that said, I will catch you on the next one.